Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back.
Oh, yes, we are still in Las Vegas and alive, which is a really big deal. This is Run It Back, FanDuel TV, Michelle Beadle, Chandler Parsons, Lou Will, Shams Charania, who can now finally exhale. Look
at the suit on.
Okay.
That looks like Las Vegas in the back, Shams. Are you local?
Me, Shams.
Let me find out.
I'm in Chicago. I'm in
Vegas.
Chicago. We just I just finised my trade deadline show special. Obviously, a lot of moves that we're all going to talk about today. And yeah, I'm in Chicago, but I'm going to see you guys very, very soon. And I was told that I got to keep you guys in line, so I'm on the way.
Yeah. Also, bring the suit. The suit is very good for here. And we're going to get to the trade deadline.
In full disclosure, Chandler and I are plotting on you, brother. We're going to find you. That's right.
So threatening.
We're praying on you tonight.
So threatening, by the way.
We're going to have us a real hangover Vegas.
How are you not, both of you, pooped? What'd you do last night?
I actually slept last night.
You did?
I've only been
I got a solid 5 hours last night.
My, that's
won
something.
some money.
Tonight's the night, though.
Worked out this morning. I won last night.
No, Lou, Friday's the night.
Dropping.
Friday's the night. I'm
Fully
in town Friday.
You got to save it.
Trade deadline's over.
Can I buy a nice watch?
Yes.
Depends on the brand.
Yeah.
Well, a nice one.
A nice watch.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice watches out there for a nice price point.
What are you running?
Fine. We don't need to get into the details of what you guys did. We'll just get right into and what has happened and why Shams has not been able to join us for the last few days because he's doing the most important work, the Lord's work, dealing with all things trade deadline that is finally gone. It came, it went. Let's just start with the most impactful trade. What was it?
I can't give you one, Michelle, but I'll give you a few. I think Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks going to the Knicks. To me, the Knicks had the best deadline day out of any NBA team. I think you look at the overall trade period, getting OG Anunoby, getting Bojan Bogdanovic, who at different points, the Pistons had first-round picks for Bojan Bogdanovic. You get him, and you get Alec Burks, three high-level, I think, you know, an OG and Bojan, two high-level rotation players. Alec Burks, same way. They also, the most important part, they did not give a single first-round pickup long-term. They're going to have 8 picks in total to trade this summer. They're primed to make another move potentially in the summertime. They have contracts to do it, but that's a story for another day. And then several moves I think were very impactful. Buddy Hield going to Philadelphia. They needed scoring with no Joel Embiid, at least for the next 1 to 2 months. They needed to get some scoring, some shooting. They get that with Buddy Hield. P.J. Washington going to Dallas, I thought that was a significant move. The Mavericks were scouring the market. They looked into Kyle Kuzma. They looked into Bobby Portis. They looked into P.J. Washington. They land him, and I think this is something Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, they wanted to play with a four-man who could space the floor, handle, defend. And then another move, the Thunder, Gordon Hayward. I thought getting a veteran player, someone that can help slow things down come playoff time, Sam Presti, that Thunder organization, they wanted to find a spot for Trey Mann, who they drafted in the first round. But years ago, you go get Gordon Hayward. I thought that was a strong move. And finally, I think Royce O'Neal and David Roddy going to Phoenix. They gave up 3 second-round picks and 4 minimum guys that don't really play in that rotation there. So you bring in 2 guys, one playoff-proving guy in Royce O'Neal, another wing player, young, has some potential. They really fortified their postseason rotation today.
Whew, okay, that was just all broken down. You know what, let's start with the Knicks, because that was the one I think that started off the morning, and I was like, okay, things are about to happen, let's do this. Did you like the moves that were made?
I did. I love Bogdanovic. I think he's going to obviously provide shooting, scoring. When you get rid of R.J. Barrett and you get an OG that helps them defensively, but now they add other offensive weapons to, you know, take the pressure off of Jalen Brunson, allow them to kind of reload while Julius Randle's out this next couple of weeks. And then you look at the Eastern Conference. They're kind of right there now, outside of Boston. I like them now just as much as Milwaukee. I like them more than Philly with Joel out.
So like this move right here, you feel like this puts them in
I don't think it makes them an automatic contender, but I definitely think this makes them better. I think when you look at Dallas, P.J. Washington, that makes them better, but also just giving up Grant and Seth Curry and a first-round pick. First-round picks are valuable, so you're giving up a lot for a dude. For this, you lose Grimes, which is funny because they didn't put him in a trade last year for Donovan Mitchell. Now they do it for these 2 guys, which is crazy what a year does.
Exactly.
You finally get off Evan Fournier, who we know he's not happy in New York anyways. So I think just by adding these two guys, it gives them more depth, it gives them more scoring. And yeah, I think it puts them over the hump now, over those Miamis, Indianas, Orlandos in the Eastern Conference.
I was surprised that Philly didn't go out and get some size to at least kind of weather the storm with Joel Embiid being out. Instead, they went and got some shooting.
Yeah.
They got another point guard in Campaign. But I didn't see any moves that really moved the meter for any of these teams that were groundbreaking. One of the funny things I did see that Pat Beverly getting traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, him and Dame Lillard having their little tiff, and they've already squashed it.
How do you already squash it?
Because they're not real beefs.
He's got to squash it with Dame's sister.
But like, what do you mean? You like tweet it out like we're good, or you actually call the guy and be like?
Yeah, I'm sure they've reached out to each other. I think there was an exchange on Twitter. I may be misspeaking. I think that's what I saw. But yeah, these things are not real beef. It's competitive nature. Guys are competitive. Usually when that happens and you go to the same team, it's nothing.
And honestly, how young and how successful the Thunder have been this season, adding Gordon Hayward, if he's healthy.
Can he play, though? Like,
that's what I mean. It's a big if. He hasn't played in a while. I know the situation was a little murky in Charlotte, but the fact that he's now in this system with this much talent, with this much hopes in the postseason.
Is he the vet presence? Is that
he's
now
their
his
only
job?
vet.
Is that it?
Now Bertans is out. He's definitely the oldest guy on the team.
They're one of the few teams that didn't need it, though. They look like they're a very responsible team.
But they only gave up a little bit to get possibly a solid player. Like, I like it for them.
How about Dinwiddie? Dinwiddie got moved. We wondered.
He's getting bought out, though, no? He's
not yet.
I'd like to see Spencer
Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
He's had some.
Yeah,
he's going through a little.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie's going to be a free agent. He's going to hit the market. I think Lakers, Mavericks, Pelicans, Sixers, all going to be in the mix. I expect, it could be a potentially quick decision over the coming days. He's going to have to meet with these team officials. But I think he played in Dallas. There's familiarity there. The Lakers had interest in him at the trade deadline. So I think he's going to – I think this was the most surprising buyout guy. And you guys are just talking about Gordon Hayward. I'll say this, you think about moments, when a guy might not be able to play, if you have a guy like Josh Giddey or someone in that rotation who might not be scoring well, shooting well, you have a guy like Gordon Hayward sitting on your bench. They didn't have that, and I think that's kind of a luxury for this young team. Sam Presti's keeping his core together, but to add around it without giving up any of the core guys, I think obviously a shrewd move in my opinion.
I agree, and I do love Dinwiddie in Dallas. I think any guard that is ball dominant, that can score and shoot the ball like him, that can relieve pressure off Luka and Kyrie, and when those guys are missing out, this guy can go and proven to get you 25, 30 points a game. Like Shams said, he played there, he's familiar there. That would be a big pickup. And also, Shams, I like Daniel Gafford to Dallas. I think he gives them a whole versatile big man that's going to hit the glass. It's going to be a lob threat like a Lively. So I think he's going to help almost just as much as PJ.
Shams, I'm so proud of you, buddy. This was your Super Bowl. And
Shams, you were the man today, by the way.
Get some sleep on that.
You were in the number one spot today, Shams. Good work, my bro.
We're waiting on you, big cat.
Appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys soon.
When we come back, a rookie badass. Puka Nacua.
Damn, cussing in the intro.
I mean, come on.
We've come a long way.
That's not a bad word.
Puka Nacua, what a catch! Oh, man. Touchdown!
We get to talk basketball. I love that.
Yeah, we do. We get to talk basketball. By the way, in case you were living under a rock, best highlights, best name, Puka Nacua had a hell of a breakout year. Okay, nope, that's not a press conference. I mean, look, that's a valid question, but we got you here. We're going to talk some hoops. We'll get to some football at some point as well. But at Utah, you played high school ball?
100%.
Tell me about your game, your position.
I honestly, not a lot of tall people in Utah. I think I might have played the 4 at 6'1". Yeah, so
scrappy.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I like to say I'm versatile. I got some shooting out. Defense is probably my strong suit. I play with speed, but basketball, I'm playing a wide receiver. I got lateral agility. I don't know how consistent my shot is, but I'll knock it down at the free throw line for sure.
Okay.
There you go.
Now I looked
Count on the gimmies. I'll get the gimmies.
I looked up your high school stats.
Wait, don't say it.
You had a handful of games with 20-plus points. Did you, in high school, did you have dreams to aspiring NBA player, or was it always football?
Shoot, I played for XM Elite. I played in the Adidas Gauntlet and stuff like that. I wanted to play AU basketball. Everybody always told me I was better at football, so I stopped putting the extra time to get shots up in the gym. I was like, let me get on the football field.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'm not 6'7" either, so they're like, hey, you can't play the 4 for us. You're 6'1". And I was like, all right, that makes sense, coach. Like, that's valid.
Makes sense. And has basketball or any of that training or your childhood plan, has that helped you on the football field at all?
100%. Like, I think as a receiver, press release, like releases at the line of scrimmage, like that's your crossover, your double up. Like I try to get Coop to play with me all the time because like those are the same movements. Like especially running like some of our pivot routes, like our return routes, like if you got a good basketball pivot, like you know how to put your foot in the ground, like you can run routes for sure.
For sure. If you lace them up right now,
Here we go.
give you 30 minutes in an NBA basketball game, how many points you putting on the board?
I think I could get 15 for sure.
Here we go.
30 minutes?
Here
In
we
30
go.
minutes? If I'm gonna play, do I get subbed out?
Okay, no. So it's 30 minutes is yours. You think?
How you getting them? You make a jumper?
No. I'm fast. I can jump. I can dunk for sure. Like,
Still, wow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're
Still?
yeah, you're right.
What are you talking about?
I think a fifth. I'm shooting layup. Maybe if I get a wide open corner 3, I'll take one. But like, it's gotta come
You
in the
think I
rhythm
can
of the
catch a
game.
pass in the NFL?
Yeah, 100%.
I like that. All right,
See?
cool.
At least he sees it both ways, though.
Yeah, he good with me.
But you give somebody a heads, you go, the quarterback, he's got to make it easy for you. But you got it.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I know what y'all got. I've seen the lateral movement. Y'all be doing that.
Look how happy Lou is right now.
Finally.
Yeah.
That's 2 days in a row somebody said I can play in the NFL.
I'm 6'9", bro. Like you tell, that's why I got Joe coming in here next.
Oh, my
I'm like,
Lord.
if you just throw a jump ball, I get the 5-yard bump, I get the physicality of it, but like. I'm so much taller than a cornerback. Like I can't just catch a lob, like a jump ball.
Red zone stuff. But I think the physicality of maybe like contact balance would be a little bit different. When you have pads on, you're a little bit heavier.
I'd
stuff,
struggle with all
There's
that.
that.
Yeah, so like I think that's a consideration. But like you guys go a high point of rebound you get a rebound, that's going to high point of ball.
It's also illegal to touch me when I go for that rebound.
Yeah,
True.
So minimal contact.
You cannot touch me when I go get that rebound.
Yeah, I guess that's part of the hard thing. And then landing's not
Landing's
easy.
going to be a problem. It's
Now,
gonna suck.
growing up in Utah, does that automatically make you a Jazz fan?
No, I was actually born out here in Las Vegas, so I got to pick my sports team, so that was the nice part of growing up in Las Vegas. I did become slowly a Jazz fan, but I love watching basketball anywhere. So.
Who were your guys growing up? Like,
Yeah.
you love watching play?
I'm a LeBron stan, like LeGoat James. Like I'm out there in LA now, so like I'm at the side. I love watching him, but I love Russell Westbrook. I love watching him play too. The energy, the compassion, the passion he plays with, and he's just going full speed all the time. I feel like when people ask like what it looks like when I play football, I think I would be very similar to Russell Westbrook.
Speaking of Bron, earlier this year he called you Puka Nacua.
I mean,
Big time compliment coming from him. Have you had an opportunity to meet him?
No, I've been to a couple games. I've been courtside. Like they played the Knicks. They ended up losing, but he saw me right behind like the courtside seats, and he's like, "Hey, you caught the touchdown." He tweeted at me after the Browns game. But man, I'm telling you, I'm jumping up and down. They're losing the game. Everybody's like, "What are you doing over here?" I'm like, "LeBron James talking to me."
We made eye contact.
Yeah, I was like, "He's so."
hold on. How did you not meet at that one? That feels like the one that should have been.
I know they ended up losing, so yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. If one of y'all would have came to the game, yeah.
NBA is different than football. We play 82 times, 5 times a week.
That's
we get over it fast.
Get over. By the way, the video that went pretty viral of you're shopping with your girlfriend, right? And by the way, nothing wrong with this. I think most of us who are bored while somebody's shopping have done this, but you're busy watching highlights of LeBron.
That was the night LeBron hit the game-winning free throws against the Warriors.
You look miserable, by the way.
I know. What kind of shopping?
You're like, why the hell am I here?
That was shopping for her today, that day. So I wasn't miserable, but it wasn't my shopping.
Good answer.
Fuka, those other days, you give her your credit card.
Oh, come on.
You say, dear,
See you at home, babe.
have a day.
See, I do be playing the game, but see, I get my gaming at the late night hours. The sweat's be on in the middle of the day, so that's why I stay out of that lobby.
Wait. How long have y'all been together?
2 years.
He's still got.
still new.
He's still got to do like.
You still gotta do shit like that.
Yeah. He has to try.
We've entered a new world as I got into the NFL. That's why.
It's like the whole thing. There's a guy on the Warriors, Santos. I don't know if you've seen this dude, but a lot of people think he's your doppelganger. I don't know if you agree. It's kind of weird when somebody else tells you that somebody. But
I got my hair up right now, especially guy with the clean shaved face. Like
it's kind of there.
If they need somebody to come off the bench and get 5 rebounds for them, use 5 fouls.
And 15 points.
I'm telling you, I could run up and down the court and get layups.
Dude, this would be the year they need you.
I could do it. I would set great ball screens for Steph Curry. Klay Thompson, you can come pick and pop anytime you want, dog.
There you go.
Got you.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, it kind of does look like it.
Puka, let's talk football for a little bit. You obviously had one of the best rookie seasons of all time.
All time.
Congrats on that. And it was
Appreciate
fun
that.
to watch. What was your expectation going into it? You know, you weren't a first-round pick. So how did this happen so quickly?
Shoot, I guess the environment. The environment I landed in definitely allowed me to thrive in it. But my older brothers went undrafted in the NFL, so to be drafted was like, I just want to make sure I make the team. I'm gonna do everything I can to make the team. And then I remember they threw me a pass in OTAs before we got the pads on, and like I just remember thinking like that was such a clean catch, and I transitioned, I made a move on the safety, and I was like, holy cow, like. That it clicked in my head. Like, I felt like, it was a moment of like, what I'm doing is working. So just one day at a time from there on.
That's awesome.
I was a late second-round pick. Draft day was kind of an experience for me. It didn't really go my way, but I was 17 years old. You were a fifth-round pick. Did you keep tabs on every receiver that was picked before you?
Oh, I love that.
Do you have that chip on your shoulder?
I definitely do have that chip on my shoulder, but there was no sore feeling. I'm a competitor at heart, so I know like when we go out there and we're in between those white lines, I'm gonna let you know that if you didn't pick me on your other team, that was a mistake. But I feel like I landed in the right spot. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. But I know the guys who went before me.
What's that feeling like to finally get that call, that relief?
Man, it was. I was sweating bricks, man. I had 5 other teams call me the day before, like Saturday was the day of like the 5th round, the last couple of picks, and like they're like, hey, make sure you're watching. I'm like, I've been watching the whole week, dog. What you mean? I'm just sitting here like, oh,
ready when you are.
I'm like, dog, what do I say to that? Like,
Okay, that Lions situation. That's a tough game to go into because America had fallen in love with them. Y'all knew Matthew Stafford was going to get booed, right? Like, nobody was kidding themselves.
No, yeah, we knew that was coming.
Come on. I mean, I'm like, look, I'm a fan first. I boo things. That's what we do. But I'm reading things. I'm like, does he think they're not going to boo him? How was it? Was it weird?
It was that as a competitor, like and a sports fan, like that was the best environment to be.
Yeah.
Like to go in away territory and have everybody rooting against you, and to feel like, okay, the 53 guys we got in the Rams uniform, like that's who we're rocking with, and we're going balls to the ball.
You say it. You say it.
But,
This idiot says F every day around here.
It's true.
But it was a crazy environment.
It was fun to watch. I mean, it was just a tough, and you guys got hot. Like this is not the Rams team that started the season, the end of the season, because I think a lot of people thought, oh, nope, they don't have it this year. What was the change?
I don't know. I guess I don't know what it was like in the year before, but I know when we came back from the bye, just I feel like our team really connected. I don't know. I think everybody got some time away from each other, so sometimes that's actually nice during the season. We got that little a week away, and then we came back and everybody had a singular focus. I feel like we all plugged into the same outlet. We're all tuned into the same channel, and we were able to start moving in sync.
All right, you brought these. Tell us what these are.
Yeah, this is Pepsi Zero Sugar wild cherry.
Beautiful logo.
That's right. The red and the blue complement each other so well.
Does it mix well with tequila?
It does actually. So that's why I brought them. I brought
There we go.
But
That's why I brought them for you.
this week on Saturday, I'm gonna be out in front of the Horseshoe. It's Sip City Secrets. So if you guys got some secrets, something you need to get off your mind, you can come bring it over there to the big Pepsi vault. We'll be out there.
What?
When you confess and share your secret, right?
Are you gonna give us
delicious?
The cherry is nice. You gotta dabble in it.
Hold up. People are going to go
It's
to this
soda,
and
Chandler.
give their secrets?
Yep, confess your secrets. It's gonna be written in invisible.
my.
ink.
Zero
You
sugar
don't gotta
added.
worry about like anybody.
cherry,
It's gonna go in the vault as well.
Yeah.
So you don't
It's like a confession.
Yeah, it's a confession. You get it, and it'll be locked up in a way, and then you'll have a chance when you confess your secret. It doesn't got to be anything too crazy. I know we're here in Vegas.
Ooh, you got how
Keep
much
it
time?
PG,
You gotta talk to him
but
about
Yeah.
you'll get a code, and you'll have a chance to win some Pepsi gear and some Super Bowl gear as well. And then also, I'll be hanging out there if you guys want to come and hang out. I don't know, like I'm sure
yeah,
there's a
they're
lot of
gonna-
other
it's
things
like-
going on too.
He doesn't have the kind of time in one day for all his.
You know what? I finally got some sleep last night, Puka. So I'm actually feeling fresh.
That's
right
good.
now.
I love to
feel
do that.
good. I worked out this morning.
What?
I worked out this
Who
morning.
are you?
Are you
You got the Baccarat
I hadn't
table
worked
there?
out in months.
You know what? I played with Saquon 2 nights ago. He taught me how to play, and this guy is an absolute freak. You played with him? Or,
No, I haven't.
Oh, don't-
absolute maniac on in offensive amounts of money, and he didn't win.
And by the way,
At least
I
you guys
don't
had a good time, right?
tell everyone
Anyway,
the
well, I'm not
secret.
saying the value. I'm
Yeah.
just saying what he started with. He doesn't have that currently.
Puka, it's been a pleasure. You were absolute joy to watch this season. Good luck next season. It's just going to get better.
Yeah, I hope
That's
that's
weird
the
to say
plan.
out loud. I love that. We're going to take a quick
Thank you
break.
so much.
Donovan McNabb when we come back.
Run it up, then run it back. Run it back. Run it up.
We're legendary.
every.
Still got the rhythm, though.
Yeah, you did.
Donovan McNabb. By the way, can you do that jumping over a human thing for
No,
us
that
real
won't
quick?
happen. That won't happen.
That was fun to watch. 6-time Pro Bowl quarterback. Duh, I don't even know why I'm introducing you. Is it weird to go back and watch that? I think it's weird.
It is weird because you know how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And then now I got kids that are in college or in high school, and it's like, they don't believe I did anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Why would they? Your dad.
I'm just like, talking to my kids, they play basketball. I'm like, you got to change your shot. Well, Dad, how you shoot, nobody shoots like that.
Right.
And it's like, if it's effective, it's effective.
Yeah.
So I just love these kids now because they don't know anything, and we're old.
Wait, did you have an unorthodox jumper?
Yeah, what was the
Oh, so
shot?
when I went up, I always went up this way. So I was able to see the rim to be able to extend. So now these kids want to do all this other stuff they see other people doing. And it's kind of awkward. Like, the game has changed so much now where if you can't shoot from 30,
Steph Curry fucked it up for everybody.
Steph Curry and everybody's a trainer now.
everybody's a trainer.
And everybody
Everybody's
wants to
a
shoot
trainer
from
now.
half court. It's ridiculous.
Listen
Everybody's
to how
got
old
counter
y'all
moves
sound
for no
right now.
reason.
Look, grumpy old
Three
man.
old
Look,
dudes on the front
grumpy old
porch
man,
right now.
legs crossed.
I got flip-flops on.
I mean, what is even happening? This interview just went off the rails. By the way, yeah, so you played both sports at Syracuse.
Yes.
Those are very different sports to play and keep things on track. How hard was that?
Not necessarily, because football helps basketball. It's hand reaction time. It's being able to start, stop, being able to explode through the hole or explode to the basket. Being aggressive, the physicalness comes, you bring that to basketball because basketball players don't want to get physical. And so I say that in,
Yeah, they're like,
I say that in
that's
regards
correct.
because it's like, one thing that basketball players didn't want to do when we played in the rec in college, except Lou, was in the rec in college, we always bodied them, and they hate that. Like, come off a screen.
That's awesome.
It's like, boom, ball up top. Like,
Right.
that's football players playing basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball players, it's got to be finesse. I got to hit you with this counter move, try to make you fall, get the crowd, ooh, and then hit you with a jumper. And
Chandler.
foul.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I'm just, that's why I played both. It was just like I had the mix of both worlds.
Right.
Brute. You're a brute out there. Do not say Russell Westbrook. What player did you kind of feel yourself? Like, if you saw a
who's
player
your
today,
MVP?
My game?
Yeah. Don't.
So my game was comparable to Baron Davis.
Here we go.
There we go.
So I was more like BD. I was
Still a
built
power
like BD.
guard. Big
I
power
should say
guard.
BD's younger than me, but we were built the same. A little thick in the thighs, little carriage. We got our carry-on back in the back. The glutes, and
glutes.
explosive. We were just both explosive. And so, watching the game now, the game is now you have to be. First of all, you got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to shoot in order to survive in the league. You can't just be a penetrator, and because everybody's just gonna collapse the hole. They're gonna play drop coverage on you on pick and rolls. You hear that terminology.
Yeah, you're getting
what I mean?
straight hoop right now.
And I think in regards to the game now, like if you bring up Westbrook probably could play football, but the problem with Westbrook is he's got to be able to tone it down in football.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he only knows one speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's at 100.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and I love that.
1996, two-sport athlete, obviously, Syracuse, you guys were in the national championship game. Didn't go your way, but what was that experience like for you?
The experience was different because my high school teammate was on Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
Antoine Walker.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we both
Antoine.
graduated from high school together. So to see him get to that point and to have the conversation with him, because obviously we were on two different, I was playing football, he was playing basketball, and to have that conversation with him where it was like, so what's next? Like both of us at that time, I think we were sophomores or juniors, and he had been just in that point where he was the second or third guy on that team. Because Tony Delk was the guy.
Oh, wow.
But people don't realize Ron Mercer was a freshman at that
Mercer
time. And
was
Ron
a
Mercer,
stud.
he was the second lead scorer on that team. But Antoine was a guy at that wing position that the game was changing where you could put it on the floor. They trusted you hitting that 15 to 20 footer. He could rebound. And he told me, I'm gonna go pro. And I'm like, at that time, you talking about 96, anybody talking about going pro, you like, you sure you wanna do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, dude, ain't no going back. Like, he's like, I'm out. And ended up being a lottery pick.
Jeez.
And his career was what it was. And the game evolved, I think, from that early part where now all of a sudden wings had to be like guards and stretch fours had to be like the small forwards.
Right.
And now you got fives trying to be like everybody.
Or you just playing five guards at a time.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Did you guys win a state championship?
In high school, no, we end up losing.
Oh.
We end up losing to make it to state. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of it all, I went to Syracuse. He went to Kentucky. We had another guy that went to Loyola Marymount. So we had guys that played Division I ball, but it was still, I mean, in Illinois at that time, we had guys that played major D1 basketball.
Right.
Like, so it wasn't as easy as it may sound because you got talented players.
So obviously you went to Syracuse. There's a long list of legendary hoopers.
Right.
Who's the best basketball player ever out of Syracuse?
I'm gonna have to go Pearl Washington.
Oh,
Okay.
Pearl
back.
There we go.
Well, the thing is, you know, I played with John Wallace. I played with Lawrence Moten, and Lawrence could score. John was that wing, like I talked about, where the game was kind of evolving at that time, where you could put it on the floor. But Pearl was in the era with Big Pat Ewing. You talk about St. John's, you talk about Pitt, you talk about, you know, Providence, all these teams that created the Big East. And Pearl was that guy that put Syracuse on the map because he was the point guard with flash. He was the point guard that could get to the rack, and he was the one that kind of had the smile.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's always gonna remember Pearl.
No
I like
love
that
for
pick.
Melo?
I like this
Oh,
pick.
well, Carmelo?
Melo second?
He wasn't there long enough. He was one and done.
Yeah, Carl.
But it was an electric
Carmelo,
year.
yeah, Carmelo was a one and done. It's, you know, everybody that I know of that was there was at least there for
Stayed
three,
there, yeah.
3 years or
That's
4
true.
years. Melo gave us 1 year. It was a national championship.
Great year, but yeah.
And then he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
You already alluded to how your physicality got you through from basketball to your football career. Do you think in your prime you could have played in the league, you could have played in the NBA?
No, I'm not one of those guys.
Here we go.
You know how everybody always wanted to be, man, I could have played. No.
We had
I mean, I played pickup with a lot of the
They had
NBA.
15 in a game.
Now we got some honesty today. We
Yeah.
got some honesty today.
I mean, I won't say I won't get buckets,
Right.
but no, to play 82 games and play in the NBA, I'm not that guy. Like, I love to play pickup with the NBA players because they don't expect much from us.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we rebound, we kick it out, we hit a couple jumpers. But other than that, man, I wasn't gonna be that guy.
Well, nobody plays 82 games anymore anyway, so you
That is true. I mean,
Great point.
well, you're gonna have to load manage
Yeah,
me for about
right.
a good 35% of the season. But I'm just saying, I respect the NBA players. I love what you guys do and how, you know, y'all don't prepare like we do. But it's fun watching you guys.
Why'd you have to throw that
I
list
do.
out?
Because I train with Grover, who was
Okay.
Kobe and Mike's
Yeah.
trainer. And I remember being over here lifting the 95s, the 110s, and then looking over here and NBA players lifting 45s and 55s.
That's
Right.
so cute, though.
But we running though. Non-stop running.
Yeah, now y'all like
We don't
soccer.
wanna mess up the
Y'all
rap.
are like soccer.
I would like to see where y'all at with the cardio, because cardio we can run all
In the
day long.
summer,
Yeah.
we'll run with you.
Yeah.
But during the year, we ain't doing that.
Smart.
That would actually be like a fun reality show.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, so when did you know, all right, basketball's done,
Yeah.
I'm going straight football? Like, was there a moment?
As far as that transition of when I was just gonna focus on football,
Yeah.
it was probably my junior year of college.
Okay.
Junior year of college. Not that like I had hopes of being drafted in the basketball, but the focus of me just focusing strictly on football was more like my junior year of college.
Okay.
You know, it was a down year. We lost in the NIT. Coach wasn't playing me as much as I should have. And it was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus in on football.
Yeah.
And was it a smart decision, and it was the decision I should have made anyway, but I just love basketball. Like after football, I couldn't wait to join the basketball team because it's fun. I'm playing basketball, I'm having fun, we're traveling, like I'm with the guys, like we're just having a good time. We made it to the national championship game, made it to the tournament. Like the tournament is fun because it's in the same time as spring ball. So I'm missing spring ball practice.
Smart.
Nice.
And I'm playing basketball.
Smart.
So that's why I was like, let's keep winning.
Let's keep hooping.
So I can miss spring ball.
Let's keep hooping.
And then it's like we lose and it's like, okay, I'm gonna take like 3
Back to
days.
the
Then you get
past.
that
What
call
you was
and the
just
coach is
talking
like, you come to practice tomorrow. It's like, yeah, I'll
We
be
can't even
there.
have a day. I need a day.
I tried.
A day of meat.
No, gotta get
Oh.
ready for the spring game.
Fair
So,
enough.
Literally.
You grew up in Chicago, late 80s, early 90s. MJ, Bulls. How much influence did he have on you, just in your overall career and development?
The same type of influence he has on these current players that are playing now and anybody who doesn't play, but if he walks through here, watch how everybody become groupies.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I'm talking about you got grown men acting like groupies. They just want to touch them. They just want to see them. Like you've heard it so many times with Mike, it's like Black Jesus. Like you sit there and he walks in and you're just like,
I mean, if he
you
walked
just
in,
look at
like,
him.
nah.
But the thing about it with Mike though, being a Bulls fan growing up, you felt like if I had something, if I wore the wristband like Mike, if I chewed a gum like Mike, and I walked like Mike, like put the shoes on, you step on the court, you just feel like you was just invincible.
Yeah.
Like even if your game was busted, you felt like your game was gonna be right that day because I got my Jordans on. And that's how some of these guys are now. Like you walk around, if you under brand Jordan or you wearing a Jordan.
It's a different.
It's a kind of aura that you have. Like, you know what? You know, today is my day. You know, and it's like, yeah, you didn't play today. You got a DMP. Right?
But you felt like the man.
Yeah, you know, and I look good though.
Yeah. So he's your GOAT?
He is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT?
He's the GOAT. And the thing is, I hate the conversation because, listen, LeBron's done great things in the NBA. He's surpassed Kareem, which Kareem doesn't get the credit he deserves. But you can't get to Mike when you don't have the championships that Mike has had, the appearances he's had, and no Game 7s. And then you skipping over Kobe. Like at some point, we're gonna mention Kobe in the likes
but
of
the only reason
the
that
era.
happens is because Kobe always tried to say, I'm gonna be MJ. Like he mimicked them, his body language, the
I
mentality.
don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, why
so
is
I
it
think
bad?
no, it's not a bad thing. I think in that argument, that's why he kind of gets skipped. It's like they the same guy. They 1A and 1B.
So
and
yeah,
then we
so
go
that group.
And then
I dig, but they never mention him.
They
like
never
that.
give him that.
No, they never give
his own
we
spotlight.
talk Kobe, and I've known Kobe for a while, and we got a chance to talk because we both were on the circuit, the girls club circuit, AAU circuit,
Right.
when he was coaching Gigi, and so my daughter, we were coaching her, and we got a chance to sit down and talk. We had played golf together a couple times too, but it's just the thing with Kobe was, I get it. You find that guy and you follow and mimic him because you know his greatness. And it was the same thing for a lot of NFL players. We find that quarterback and we try to emulate what he does. Hey, okay, he's throwing like this in the pocket, his movement, what is he looking at, what is he reading? And then when you finally get a chance to meet him, those are the questions you ask because you're trying to improve your game. Now, it just so happens that their game is very similar, but if you look at LeBron looks like Magic. Like, he has a little bit of Mike in him. He has a little bit of Karl Malone in him. And if you ask him, I'm sure he's taking pieces out of everybody else and then kind of added his own little flair.
I'll ask you this, a little football talk. I love talking basketball because you're very knowledgeable about the game, but I'll ask you, your former coach, Andy Reid, going for his third Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs. What was your relationship like with him, and are you rooting for him?
Father figure, great friend. I am rooting for him because what you're seeing just an extension and an elevation and progression from what we had in Philly.
Right.
And he'll probably be the first to tell you he's learned from the success that we've had in Philly and the failures, and now has corrected that in Kansas City. You got a coach who has been to two organizations and taken both organizations to the Super Bowl. You've had a guy who's been to two organizations and had one of the top 3 winning percentages at that time while he was there in the league with both organizations. You've got a guy who's had a quarterback that he took a flyer on both organizations. One, I was his first pick in '99, and we've had success. For him to move up in the draft to grab Patrick Mahomes, which a lot of people didn't have Patrick being drafted at that point.
Oh, that
And
hurts
both
now.
of us sat pretty much for a year to learn from him.
Is he the GM as well?
No, he's not.
No.
Brett Veach, who was with us in Philly as well.
But the moves he makes.
The moves he makes,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is he took a flyer on a lot of guys. Nobody thought Travis Kelce would be who he is. Travis had issues in college. Like,
He almost got expelled.
yeah, right, that's what I'm saying. And
Lucky that y'all are friends.
like,
Should have got expelled.
cut at the knee.
They found out half the shit he was doing, he would have got expelled.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm just saying, it's things like that's the type of person that he is. And am I cheering for him? I'm cheering for him because just think of 3-4 years from now if he decides to retire in 4 or 5 years and he goes to the Super Bowl 2 more times. We're now talking him up
He's
there
up
with
there.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
When Patrick's now up there with the Joe Montanas and the Tom Brady's. That's a great run for him for over a 30-year
Still really young, though.
coaching
That's
experience. Like
amazing.
almost 30 years of coaching. It was 25 years when he drafted me.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I want to talk Eagles for a second because the quarterback-receiver relationship.
Right.
Like you had T.O., her Scott Brown. We always, like, as media and fans, we're just like, oh, this looks fun and dramatic, and it must be tough some days, but also fun on others. What is the key to sort of keeping that relationship on a healthy path and a successful path?
You mean the quarterback receiver?
You and the receiver, yeah.
For a receiver standpoint, it's never enough.
Fair.
They don't get enough touches or what?
They don't get enough
Ever.
touches. They don't get enough attention. They don't get enough love.
Dang.
They don't get enough hugs.
It's like dating.
And no
That's
matter
tough.
if you're cool off the field, whatever, they still just want the ball.
No matter how many.
a lot of times, and it's like basketball, what happens on the field still carries off the field.
Yeah, it lingers.
And so you can throw 10, 11 targets to a receiver. He catches 7 of them for about 120 yards. The other receiver gets 7 catches or 6 catches for about 110 yards.
Yeah.
Man, I was open on this play.
Right.
Oh, come on.
You know, and then it's like the media is coming. It's like, hey, great job. You threw the ball for 400 yards,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. You know, what could you have done better?
That's
you look
hilarious.
great out there.
It's like the point guard missing me when I'm wide
Then
open.
it's-
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Then they come to you and it's
Yeah.
like, what happened on the lob? Or
Right.
you were open.
Damn, it was
but
a 2-on-1 break.
It's like, I was open. You seemed
Yeah.
open. And it's like, did you just
Are
really
you
say that?
sure about that?
Like, and it's never enough. And so, I mean, I don't really get much into it with that, but it's on every team it happens. On every team it happens. It just so happens in my team it just
That was a
blew
big
up.
one. That was a big one.
And for years.
And by the way, just to start a season 10-1 like they did,
Yeah.
and whatever the hell that was, how it ended, do you make any sense of that?
Yes, a lot of it was covered up where they were able to fight back at the end and win.
Yeah.
But reality kicked in the last 6 or something. And I say that because I do Philly radio every Monday, and that was a conversation I had. I'm like, I can't get excited about these last couple games. Yes, we won at the end, but we were off in the first half. We're abandoning the run.
Yeah.
Defensively, we're still awful. but we beat Buffalo. Yeah, we beat the Giants, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, these last 7 games, it's like, now everybody's starting to see it.
Oof.
The middle of our defense is awful. We're getting killed in the passing game. We're not running the football. We're getting off on 3rd down. We're inconsistent. And now we're losing to the Giants. We're losing to all these teams.
Ugly
Then we get in the
stuff.
playoffs and you think, oh, well, we'll just turn it on.
Yeah.
But at least the Cowboys lost 2.
But you know what?
Good point.
What? That helps.
Like, I like Dak. I'm a Dak fan. I don't like the Cowboys, but I'm a Dak fan. And it's rightfully so. It's our rival. But I'm happy for him that he had the type of success he had. Yes, everybody came down on him because they were waiting on things to fall apart. And when it did, it was like, I told you so. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, he had a good year. Like, I get it. Like, but still, like, that's the way football is. If you ain't winning a chip, you had an awful year.
What do you think it takes for him to get over that hump?
Dallas?
Well, Dak, because I know you don't care
Dak?
about care about Dallas. So I asked about Dak just being, because you know, obviously the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to be criticized
Regardless.
very
Does
much
he need
like.
to play somewhere
Yeah.
else?
No, because we are who we are. I mean, if he goes anywhere else, it's still going to be Dak.
Right.
I think for Dak, there has to be consistency in the playoffs. Like, I get it, like, oh, they were down 35 to whatever, but, I mean, he didn't give up
No.
them yards and them touchdowns.
Right.
Like, and then they fought back to score, but I think he has to have success in the playoffs. And the same with Baltimore with Lamar. He's got to have success in the playoffs. As a quarterback, we're measured by your wins and losses in the big time, and that's being in the playoffs or making it to the Super Bowl. No matter what your regular season look like, but you got to
all
win.
that
Joe Flacco, for example. Joe Flacco's winning
Man.
percentage in the way he plays in the
Right.
regular season, not that great. But if you look at his numbers in the playoffs,
Turns it on.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I got to ask you. I got a fully loaded Jaguar on the Chiefs
Oh
Sunday.
my Lord.
Who you got?
Fully loaded.
Fully
Jeez.
loaded.
I mean,
I'm talking heat seaters,
Jeez.
heaters.
Seat Cedar.
I got it all.
Dear God.
Who you got in the game Sunday?
I got Kansas City.
Love that. Love
And it
hearing
may
that.
come off as a
Kansas
biased
City's
pick.
actually the underdog.
But-
which is
And I got him at
But they're the
+3.
but
I mean,
that's
come
the
on.
thing is,
Toss up.
Tom Brady, it's like almost when I played Tom in the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if they're the underdogs or they're the ones that you're picking. Tom Brady is behind center. Patrick Mahomes is behind center.
Magic.
And he's been in this situation so many times. And look what he's done in the playoffs so far. He hasn't turned the ball over. If he doesn't turn the ball over in this game, it might really literally get ugly.
Oh, I don't want
Love
that.
to hear it.
I don't want that.
It's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, we
Sports book we go.
But it's gonna be a
I
good
love
game,
it.
But I'm telling you, listen, and
Might double
Brock
down.
Purdy's from Arizona. And I've seen Brock in high school, Gatorade Player of the Year, won a state championship. Brock is what we've seen from Brock this year. That's Brock. But you can't turn the ball over. You turn the ball over, fumble, interception, get off on third down, and you give him the ball, and all of a sudden, like, he's driving, and you don't. And one thing I don't want to see a lot is Taylor Swift in the
Oh, well, you're going to see that.
Over under 1,000.
Unfortunately, you're
all
going to
agree
see
that.
that.
Just can't-
There's prop bets.
And
How
you
many
know
times
if you see
go?
her,
there
that
are.
means Travis is catching the ball.
There's a prop bet. How
and
many
Patrick-
times?
Although,
Show-
what if they're losing and it's just
What's the
sad
over-under
Taylor
on
over and
20
over?
times?
No, I think the over-under
A lot of
is
people
4.
be excited about that.
Yes.
A lot of people be excited.
Like, yay!
Easily.
But now it becomes what's she wearing? Did she make it from her concert?
You can bet on it.
Where did she fly? I
Of
know.
course you
ridiculous.
can. Degenerate. You are the
You could
worst.
bet if he proposes Sunday at
All right,
after
on
the
that
game.
note, we're cutting
It's
it
a
off
joke.
now. We're done for a second. Donovan,
Hey,
what do you mean?
she ain't changed. She ain't changed.
She's so stupid. Quick break. We'll be back with some more Run It Back. Are you betting on it?
He's not proposing, so I should.
Yeah, he definitely.
Play by Joe Haden. I'ma crush it, ayy. Intercepted. Joe Haden. There's no discussion, ayy. I'm even crushing you if you get in the way.
Yes.
And you got the 23 on.
So much
Legendary.
greatness. Three-time Pro Bowler Joe Haden. But more importantly, Chandler's friend.
Yes.
One of my
Down
dear
here.
closest friends. Thanks for coming on, my boy.
Chandler speaks so highly of you.
He
by the way.
really
Let me
does.
tell you something.
Thank you.
Joe Haden, we went to college together.
Yep.
And from the moment I
Wait,
met
what were
him,
your grades?
Neither of us went to class.
Okay,
one
fair
of
enough.
us did
Hey,
Great to
We know that.
You're both All-Americans. When you're All-American, Michelle, you don't go to class.
Fair enough.
Damn, you just knocked my bracelet off, Joe.
Woo!
From
And
the
you
moment
wanna-
I
you
met
wanna
Joe
play.
Haden to him becoming the highest paid cornerback in the NFL, this man has never changed.
Yes.
He's the most happy, positive person in the world. Awesome family, wife, Sarah. He's the greatest dude on earth. So
There
if
we
you
go.
ever have anything bad to say about Joe Haden,
Something wrong with
I
that.
automatically don't fuck with you.
There we are.
That's the
Here we
segment.
go.
And that's the segment,
Who
ladies.
said his hosting thing's that hard, Michelle? That's how you intro.
By the way, how do you stay friends with this person?
The same thing he says about me. He's
Yeah.
he's wild. He's wild. He go, but he's genuinely one of the best people I know.
All right.
He has a good heart. His wife, his family. So he's one of my best friends, man. I appreciate it.
Look
And
at
we went to
this.
school.
Romance, man.
Look at
Love is in the air. I love it.
So
Here.
we went to the University of Florida together. He was there. Now, you won one or two?
I won one.
You won one national
Yeah.
championship. We were there, but it was crazy. It was his football team, our basketball team. We had Ryan Lochte. as-
Damn, y'all were.
Oh, my
Same-
Lord.
It was the
Yeah.
craziest time
Incredible.
ever.
Yes.
Ryan Lochte at the same time?
Ryan
Same
Lochte.
time. Callie Rivers was like the volleyball
Yes.
girl. We were
Jeez.
winning national championships in every single sport.
Yeah. Our soccer
And
team.
somehow me and Juice still ran that campus with Tebow and everyone else there.
That's actually pretty impressive.
Cam Newton was the backup.
Yes, me and Cam Newton were roommates when we got there.
Yo, what's the deal with the
Honestly.
dressing lately on Cam Newton? Talk to me about
I was
that.
with him yesterday at the Cosmos. Same thing.
What was the
same
hat?
vibe. Crazy hat.
Yeah, okay.
Very nice stuff.
You have a
Where's he
translator,
getting
you have a
that?
translator for the texting?
No, no, no.
How do
I
you
don't know where he's.
How do you
where's he getting-
decipher the text messages that he puts
You
out?
know, you can read it. No,
It's like
takes
a
too much
serial
time.
killer is writing it out.
It's crazy.
I actually know what
ridiculous.
you're talking about. He asked me to do his podcast, and it was like a bunch of.
Like his own
OG,
language.
like, yeah.
It's his own language.
I
All right, let's
respect-
talk. Should we talk some hoop?
Yeah, why
Go
not?
ahead. This is your
No,
segment.
no. So obviously you were a big Cleveland.
Yes.
You were there. You would always be courtside.
Yes.
How was that? You used to hoop too. We used to go to the rec center in college.
Yes.
Courtside at Cavs.
Big Hooper.
Yeah.
Big Hooper. And then, but the craziest part was when I got drafted to Cleveland, past LeBron in the air. He went to Miami when I got to Cleveland. So my first people there was Kyrie got drafted and Tristan Thompson. So I was there. Cavs weren't really that good, but I love basketball, so I was going to all of the games. Nobody was really walking around. We weren't winning too many games, so me and Dan Gilbert started having a really good relationship, sending me courtside tickets. I was getting 6 tickets for a
my
game for
God.
free. You know what I'm saying? Because they was kind of giving them away. So then we ended up getting in.
Well, what else can you do in Cleveland?
I mean, not.
Here we
too-
go.
I mean, we have no.
There
I
we
love
go.
the land, bro. We had the Indians. We had some good stuff. but,
Okay.
yeah.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of
But
Fame,
come
bro.
on,
Like,
dude.
Yeah.
you know, like
Right.
You know,
I got
like-
that. And the casino's fun.
casino. Yes, the Jack, the EXO, good food. But yeah. So long story short, that happened, and then when LeBron came back, that's when it really got lit. Dan Gilbert was really so sweet to me because I was coming when he wasn't there, when we were losing. So when he came back, everybody trying to get tickets.
Did you still get your 6?
No. I did not get my 6, but I got my 2 at a great rate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
At $3.99?
Yeah, come on, that free ski. A little free ski, it was good to go. So,
That's hilarious.
It was love, man.
I gotta ask you. You spent some time in the land. Who parties harder?
Ooh.
NBA players, NFL players. I've experienced it.
In the off-season.
I got an opinion after
Not compromise
that.
our professionalism.
That's fair.
In the off-season, who parties?
I would say NFL players party harder. I think NBA players party just as hard, but better. Like more. They know what they know. How to, they move more presidential in the NBA. I think they got a little more money, so they know the way to move a little better. So I like the way the NBA players move, but the NFL players probably party
So it's like
a little harder.
classier.
It's a little classier. I mean, I wouldn't say classier.
That was gonna be my opinion. I've watched NFL players party.
Yeah.
Shirts off, on the tables.
Oh.
They're partying, and I'm in the corner looking like.
Sounds familiar.
That looks fun right there.
Yeah, no, for
You
sure,
know what I'm
for sure.
saying?
You
But
know,
I'm
we
in the
saying
corner
same
like
thing.
this.
We
You
saying
know?
the same thing.
Yeah.
That is funny. Classy. I would never think you two were the classier of them.
Well, my shirt's definitely been off at a bar. So maybe I belong to the NFL.
Maybe you're a hybrid.
By the way, we were talking about, Joe, our corner, like as a cornerback, did you want to be a receiver first and then you ended up being a cornerback, or how do you become a cornerback?
I wanted to be a quarterback.
A quarter?
Quarterback. My whole high school, I was a quarterback. I played safety on defense, but I was a quarterback. That was my thing. I wanted to go play quarterback. And then when I went to Florida, I was obviously behind Tim Tebow and Cam Newton.
Oh,
so I wasn't going to get in.
that's tough.
And Urban Meyer was like, Joe, if you want to make this a thing, you can start at corner. If you don't like it, we'll switch you back to offense. And I went to quarterback to wide receiver. Then I was behind Percy. Not going to start again. So then I went to defense. He was like, you can start as a freshman. If you don't like it, we'll switch you back to offense. Called my dad. He was like, if you want to make this a thing, if you want to go to the league, there's not too many 5'11" quarterbacks in the NFL. If you can go try this thing at DB, then I could make it happen. Went, played DB, freshman All-American. I'm like, I can go to the league, so I can really do this. So then I just locked in.
Let me ask you this.
Wow.
We got a lot of similarities, man. We both champion at 23.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Philadelphia is one of the places I call my second home. Los Angeles with the Clippers, that's another place I call a second home.
Okay.
2 teams that were very instrumental in my career when it's all said and done. For you, the Browns and the Steelers.
Yes.
When Ken calls in your Hall of Fame career, what do you want to be recognized as? A Steeler or a Brown?
I want to be recognized as a Brown. I went back and I signed a day contract. I retired as a Brown. It's more, I love the city of Cleveland. They drafted me. I got there 2010, and they showed so much love. The fan base is amazing. We were losing all the time, like different coaching staffs, different everything, but just the way that they showed me love, to embrace me with Dan Gilbert, with like just the city, everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I would never forget them. When I went to Pittsburgh, Coach Tomlin, just seeing the way that you can really, like the way that they ran the organization. Coach Tomlin, the favorite coach I've ever played for in my life. Urban Meyer, amazing, but Coach Mike Tomlin, best coach, just a leader of men. Like, I love that dude. Love him so much. He deserves everything.
So then how about this year when people are like, he might get fired?
They're tripping.
Right.
I mean, you don't know what you got until it's gone. So if Coach Tomlin, if they let him go, he can have any
Like
spot.
17 jobs.
What are we talking about?
I don't
And
know.
make-
How's he keep his edge up so clean and crispy all day long?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it painted on there, Joe?
Jeez.
It's some Beijing on your
Yeah.
skin. They go teach us not how to Beijing.
He's got a barber on salary, just always around, cleaning them up.
Haircuts are a big thing in our community, Chandler. I don't
sure.
know if you noticed. We
Yeah,
really,
Chandler. Look at his hair. What are you talking
Are you
about?
kidding me? I got a mullet. I'm
Man.
throwing it out.
bag, you got a tape.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman up front. I'm a partier in the back. Trying to get an herbal essence deal while I'm here. Let me live.
What is
That's still a thing?
I don't know.
So, my last question for you
Oh, yeah,
is,
last question
Let's
for you.
go.
what receiver was the toughest to guard, and what quarterback did you could read easiest?
Okay. So the toughest receiver to guard was probably Antonio Brown and Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, Megatron.
Those 2 dudes. Antonio Brown, I think it was a mixture with him because he had Big Ben, just covering that dude for over 5 seconds. But then I say the easiest quarterback that I love to read, no disrespect, I love this dude to death.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton.
Oh, the Red Rocket?
And
no.
Red Rocket was tossing me them things like I was the wide receiver.
You picked him the most?
Oh, no.
I think it was Joe Flacco that I picked the most.
Oh,
Flacco 5.
Joe Flacco was nice this year.
He was. He came back and was looking out. I'm like, yeah,
because you weren't on the field.
Because I wasn't out there. God damn. Somebody should have signed me back.
Right.
Give me a little $5 a year. I'd have been out there picking some shit off.
Flacco's elite again.
That's incredible.
By the way, Chandler, we have like 20 seconds left. This is your end of the show, so take us away.
Well, I was gonna say, Joe, we already go all week long about whether we could score, whether you could score in the NBA. So if you don't mind, I want Lou to be the quarterback.
Okay.
And after the show, just for social media,
I'm the quarterback now?
you're the quarterback.
You better hurry up. We have
And I'm gonna run a route, and I'm gonna see if I can moss you after the show.
Run it back.
So that's happening after the show. Check out social media. That does it for us. Peace.
Run it up, the running back, yeah. Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back. Run it